Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostle, great millstone, who taught me the truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations that I come out there, scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth, that serving this truth and not truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. It's your brother Nabala coming to you with another video in the spirit. And the topic of this video is going to be about examining yourself, and being in this truth and this ministry. That's a very important thing to do. And you don't just examine yourself on every once in a while. You have to examine yourself daily, because what comes with being in this ministry, there's a lot of things you have to deal with. There's a lot of things that try to knock you off your game. That's why you have to make sure that you're taking heed of yourself. Because as you're growing this thing as well, you're going to come up against more and more different type of obstacles that you probably never came up against. When you start, also, you don't want to start getting too prideful. You have to examine yourself that you're not getting too prideful out here as well. Because we all know, like, once you start to grow on these things, start getting more understanding, the scriptures talk about how knowledge is puffs up. So you can start thinking like you know more than the next brother, or that a brother can't really say too much to you about something. You don't want to get in that type of mindset. You always want to make sure that you're humbling yourself. You can learn something new every day. And also, you have to humble yourself, because something doesn't always have to come from the brotherhood or from a brother. The Lord can use people out here in this world, to tell you something. But if you're out here just being prideful and thinking that you can't be told anything, or you can't be corrected about anything, or given no type of advice about anything, Salaki, then what is that? No, that's not how you're supposed to carry yourself. You're supposed to be out here humble, and checking yourself daily, because information can come from anybody, and that's just how the Lord can just have it. That could be a test, the Lord doesn't always have to use the brothers to bring something to you. But if you're not being mindful, you're not being spiritual, then you won't be able to see it. So that's why you have to continue to examine yourself. I'm going to grab the scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So we have to make sure that we're being in the faith, because Satan is always working. He's always working. He's always trying to bring evil thoughts on us and stuff like that. But you have to continually rebuke those thoughts. Okay? And we also got to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do for the Lord, and also for the brotherhood as well. That's very important. That's another thing that comes with this ministry. How are you dealing amongst the brotherhood? How are you dealing with brothers? And that's why it's important to do charity. Charity is very important. Is a very important part of this ministry as well, because the scriptures say charity covered a multitude of sins. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So when you're being charitable, is it true? Basically, are you doing it because you really want to do it, or are you doing it? Are you doing it because you really don't want to? But you just, you want to have good intentions basically behind when you're doing charity. Because we all go through the same thing in this ministry. You got brothers that's been through things that can help you get through whatever you're going through. Or vice versa. You've probably been through something and you can help a brother through it. So we all being part of this ministry, all come from different types of walks, and all have a little bit of information about different things that we can give to the brotherhood, that we can give to brothers. And also, when it comes to examining yourself, are you out here doing what you're supposed to do as being a part of this ministry? We gotta make sure that we're studying. Okay, we gotta make sure that we're out here being watchmen. We gotta make sure that we're out here going out there on the highways and byways and doing those things. Are we out here in the right spirit doing these things as well? That's the main thing when it comes to examining yourself. Make sure that your spirit is right. That you're being in the spirit. You can't be out here being carnal. Yeah, we're gonna have carnal thoughts that probably try to work their way into our minds, but we have to rebuke those thoughts as well. We have to make sure that we're putting on the whole armor of Yahweh Shai. I'm gonna grab that. This is Ephesians 6 and 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in the high places. Wherefore take unto the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to withstand." So what this scripture is talking about, basically, the spiritual wickedness is going on in here. The rulers of darkness, which is who? Esau, Edom, and against spiritual wickedness high places. And that's being pushed to a whole another level, especially in today's time. And it vexes our spirit. But you have to put on that whole armor so you can withstand in it. So you have to examine yourself that you are being in the faith. Because if you're not putting on that whole armor, some of these things can come against you and take over you. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. We have to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do for ourselves, to make sure that we're strengthening up our foundation in Yahweh Shai, and strengthening up our spirit as well. Make sure that we're growing in these things. When that also comes to examine yourself as well, to see if you're growing in this thing. Because if you're not growing, you should be concerned. Very concerned. You need to pray to the Lord, to open up your eyes, to give you more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then also, whatever it is that you may be concerned about or worried about, that's worldly. Ask the Lord to help you figure it out, or to take some things away from you. Because how the Lord works is, He may be waiting. He may have something stored up for you, but He's waiting for you to do something. And it can be as simple as asking Him to do it for you. But you may think that you can do it on your own, or thinking that you have the answer to something when it's really simple. It's just praying to the Lord about it. And the Lord is going to figure it out for you. So we got to constantly examine ourselves, brother. Being in this thing. Constantly. Every day. Continue to be humble. Continue to deal righteously with the brothers. Continue to be circumspect. Because we have to be circumspect. It's like I'm saying, Satan's always working, so it can have everything out here is a test. Everything's out here a test, and being in this place, we're constantly vexed. So there's anything that Satan can do to try to get us to act out of character, he's going to try to do. So we have to make sure that we're also being mindful, and that we continue to be spiritual in this thing, and never to act carnal. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to make the video too long, really short and sweet. Just continue to examine yourselves, brother, to take heed of yourselves. you know. Continue to keep pushing this thing, continue to keep growing in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to close out by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash, Shalom.